everybody. I hope you're all well, and I would like to wish you a nice month. Before we go to Bitcoin, I would like to say a few words for October, which for the most part, it looks like it's going to be a nice month. We still have the Saturn square to Uranus, and Saturn is the planet of authority, rules, regulations, and tradition. It's the establishment, actually. And Uranus is the planet of change, the new, it's the rebel. Tradition for Uranus is peer pressure from dead people. A good example is what's happening now in Iran. I don't have to say more, you just have to watch the news. We also had a few major earthquakes. And the first few days look a bit challenging. Mercury has been retrograde and is changing direction on the 2nd, and that's actually the worst time, the first few days that it's going direct. But it's also opposing Neptune, the planet of fantasy, inspiration, but also worry. You could feel quite strange around these days, and try not to worry too much. Because sometimes with this aspect we worry without an actual reason, especially if you are born around these dates. March 15th, June 15th, 17th of September, and December 16th. You could feel a bit under the weather because after the opposition of Mercury and Neptune, we have the square of Mars and Neptune. So at least for the first 15 days, I would say, you could be feeling, you could worry and feel a bit under the weather. You're also going through a Neptune square. So my advice is that you need to be careful of all your dealings, actually. And for example, you could fall in love with the wrong person, and then after that you realize it's the wrong person, and the square to Neptune, it will last for the next 3 to 4 months, the square. So be careful. But the most challenging days is, as far as I know, is the first 15 days. Also for the first 4 to 5 days, that's for everybody, I would really be careful not to make any agreements or buy something that is really important to me. Not that anything would happen, but later on you might change your mind. As I mentioned, October looks like a nice month, and I don't really want to spoil your mood, but November is going to be a challenging month. There is an eclipse on the 8th that looks quite nasty. Mars will be retrograde. I would probably make a video for all signs for November. I don't usually do that, but I probably do that in a couple of weeks. Pluto turns direct on the 8th of October, and it will probably clear up things in relationships. We have a full moon on the 8th in Aries. And this full moon is really nice, especially for the fire and air signs. The fire signs, if you don't know, is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the air signs is Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. These people will probably have positive developments in their lives. After the 20th, things will probably get a bit more stressful. There is a new moon on the 25th in the 1st degree of Scorpio. And this is also a nice eclipse. Venus conjunct this eclipse. So if your birthday is 3 or 4 days before or after that date, you probably start a new project in the nearest future, or you might start a new relationship. Saturn also turns direct on the 28th, but Mars will start its retrograde. Mars will go retrograde at the end of the month, And from the 28th, I believe, until the 4th of November is going to be stationary. I'm going to talk about Mars in retrograde in my next video for all signs. I'll go into more details. And before we move to Bitcoin, I would like to mention that I'm not a financial advisor, and although my predictions for the month of September were pretty accurate, it's hard to me to make accurate predictions because I'm not sure about the time of the chart of Bitcoin nor the location. There is so much talk going right now for Bitcoin. I mean, is it going to 12,000? Is it going to 18,000? Well, I can't answer you that. But I can tell you that the first, let's say, 10 days, Bitcoin is probably going down or is going sideways. It was a bit difficult this time to make accurate predictions because at the same time there are some nice aspects and some difficult aspects, but I'm doing my best to figure out what's going on. There are some difficult aspects to Saturn, a semi-square actually, a semi-sextile to Uranus, which means the authorities do not leave Bitcoin just go higher, but also in general the financial situation of the world. From the 12th until the 19th, there are some nice aspects in the collective, and also from the 12th, it looks like 12, 13, or 14, most likely 14, it looks like Bitcoin is starting to go upwards. And there are some nice aspects, but there is also the North Node, which is in a wonderful aspect to the Bitcoin Sun, and that's a very favorable aspect. On the 14th, there is a sudden change. We might see the 14th, 15th going a bit down those days, but then again, I'm not 100%. But then on the 15 and 16, it looks like it might go up. On the 19th, it's a bit challenging day in the collective. So I think 19th, 20th, and 21st, maybe until the 21st, Bitcoin will either go sideways or it will go down. But then it looks like from the 23rd until the 26th, 27th, Bitcoin will probably go up. It usually does on new moons, not always. And as I mentioned, on the 25th, we have the new moon, which is an eclipse. And it will probably go up those days. But then it looks like the 28th is going down, and I believe the month will close that way. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. I'll probably make a video for all signs for November, because as I mentioned, looks like a challenging month, and see who is in for some major changes in their lives. Take care. Talk to you soon. If you like the video, please press the like button and take care. Bye.